Okay, with Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's next week, it is all about food, right? Many of you will try to get back on track and kick off the new year with a healthy start with those New Year's resolutions. Dr. Emily Cooper from the Diabesity Research Foundation joins us now with some suggestions on how we can do this. So what should we prioritize when it comes to getting healthy? Because it seems daunting for a lot of people.
It seems like it, but focus on the basics. Know your personal and family risk factors. That's the most important thing. And so many people are obsessing over the number on the scale, while that's not really as important as where you stand on the most prevalent and preventable health risks: strokes, heart attacks, and type 2 diabetes. And while these conditions do occur at a higher frequency in people with high body weight, they also occur in people with normal weight. So regardless of your weight, you should really know where you stand and know your numbers.
So if we're not supposed to be paying attention to the number on the scale, what number should we be paying attention to?
Blood pressure, for example. Don't wait till your blood pressure is 140/90, which is in the hypertension range. You should really do something if it's above the optimal range, which is 120/80. So it's actually called pre-hypertension if it's above 120/80. So do something then, because high blood pressure leads to strokes and kidney disease. And then same thing when it comes to your cholesterol, which actually is a risk factor for heart disease and heart attacks. And so we've all been told HDL cholesterol is the good cholesterol.
Right.
But now researchers know that it doesn't protect against heart attacks. So don't be falsely assured if your HDL cholesterol is at a good level.
What's the number
Focus
we should
on
be
the LDL.
for?
Right, it's the LDL. And it's still not enough to know your LDL number. You need to know your LDL particle counts, because it matters. The small particles are the sticky ones that can lead to heart attack risk. The large, fluffy, buoyant particles are not thought to be as high risk, so know your particles. Then it's really alarming when it comes to diabetes, because half of adults are thought to have prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, and yet a third of those with full-blown diabetes and 90% of those with prediabetes don't know they have it, in spite of seeing a doctor and having regular medical checkups. So,
is that something doctors just don't check?
Well, it's sometimes they do, and they don't mention it if it's in the prediabetes range. And then it leads, if prediabetes is detected before it becomes full-blown diabetes, it's actually usually reversible. So make sure your fasting blood sugar is under 100, and what's called the HbA1c level should be under 5.7.
Okay.
So, you know, be proactive and ask what these numbers really are.
What about kids? Should they get tested?
Well, they really should, because, you know, not necessarily all kids all the time, but if there's a family risk of any of these diseases, or if your child has symptoms like lethargy, irregular appetite, abnormal weight gain, then they should be checked, because children are developing adult diseases now. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, prediabetes, and even full-blown diabetes, and fatty liver disease. So the earlier you detect it, the better it is. You can monitor and prevent future risk.
Okay, so a lot more to pay attention to other than just losing pounds, right?
It's true.
Losing weight. There's more to it.
Yeah. The key is early detection and early intervention. And lifestyle can be helpful, so focus on whole foods and avoiding chemicals, adequate sleep, and that type of thing. But make sure that you really get these numbers checked and that you're aware of it, because we're good, our medical system is very good at acute care, not so good at preventive care. And it requires really being your own advocate, knowing your numbers, and asking a lot of questions.
Well, I don't know my numbers. I'm ashamed to say that. So it's going to be on my list of resolutions.
Yes.
Thanks, Dr. Cooper.
Okay, thank you.